What's going on, you guys? It's Cody Steck. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about all things money, stocks, and real estate. We're going to take a quick look at what happened to a lot of the EV stocks out there today. We're going to get a quick update on what happened to them and where they're headed. A lot of them saw pullbacks these last couple days, and a lot of them saw additional pullbacks throughout the day today. So I think that even though some have jumped, there's also going to be others that continue to see pullbacks, and it might be a little while before we see those continue to increase. Again, guys, remember that this is a long-term play. This is something that you want to be in for the long term. If you're just getting into it right now, buy in a little bit each time it's red and then build up your position that way. You don't want to go all in when it starts climbing up and get FOMO. You don't want to do that. You want to buy in a little bit right now as it's a little bit lower, because that's going to give you better opportunity to actually buy in and build your position when it's at a more reasonable price. So again, this is going to be a 2, 3, 4, 5 year play on many of these companies. So just make sure to keep that in mind as we go through this update. This is just a very short-term thing. This one day is not going to make a difference in the grand scheme of things, but we want to know, hey, how much further down could this stock potentially go? So as we do that, I want to thank you guys for watching this content. If you do enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up here on it, and don't forget to subscribe as we jump into the content here. If you like it and want to see more, I'd love to see you around on future videos. So with that being said, let's jump over here to the Webull platform. If you haven't already gotten your free stocks with Webull, make sure to use the link in the description down below. You can get, I think, up to 4 free stocks right now after you deposit $100, which could be valued anywhere from $800 to $1,600. So definitely a good opportunity there. Massive return. Deposit $100, get 4 stocks at $8. I mean, that's like a 30% return just right off the bat. So it's guaranteed, guys. Just get it. So let's jump into Webull here. So looking at this information, first stock that we've got pulled up, the first company here is CIIC. This is one that I made a video on just a little bit ago, earlier today actually, because it saw a massive jump. Jim Cramer actually talked about it yesterday after the market closed. Right as he talked about it, he said, look, this could be the future son or daughter of Tesla. This is a company you want to get involved with. Basically what this is this is the merging company with Arrival Vans. They're going to be the ones who make vans for delivery companies, right? They've already got a massive contract with UPS, and there's a good chance they could get other contracts for city buses with a lot of different governments, and they could also get contracts with other companies such as like FedEx or DHL. So they've got a really cool product, and they're going to be merging here in the next little bit, early quarter one of 2021. So Jim Cramer started talking about it. It jumped up 13% after hours yesterday, and then today during pre-market it was up to $27, and it's up another 4% after market. So absolutely phenomenal performance on this stock. I did buy into this. I've got a very small position. I do think this is going to be an interesting play. I think that they've got the potential to really nail down the commercial market. Electric vans and buses have been a thing in China for a number of years now, but it's only just recently that they're actually going to start exploding into the UK, into Europe, into America, Canada, Australia, all these other markets where there's a huge addressable market for them. So I'm really excited about this. Again, this is still going to be like a 3, 4, 5 year play, but I do think they have a lot of potential coming up. And so I'm going to stick around and see how this goes with just a small portion of my total portfolio. So that is CIIC or CIIG merger. Basically, Arrival is the name of the company. Switchback Energy. This is another one that saw a massive gain in just the last little bit. So it was up to about $32, and then it climbed a little bit higher up to $32.90 during today, and it's down just slightly after hours. So this one saw a big run up on Wednesday. It actually jumped from $29 all the way up to $32, so it had a very nice jump up right there. And I think this is another company that's going to see a massive surge as we go into the merger with ChargePoint, which I believe is supposed to happen on December 15th. So that is coming up just around the corner. It's about 10 days out, 11 days out, and I think there's going to be a big surge as we go into that. And I think that ChargePoint really has the domination in the market. They've got over 75% market share for electric chargers and charging stations. So I see them totally dominating. I was thinking more about it with the Tesla supercharger network. I think that ChargePoint actually has a better opportunity to really nail down this market, because it's going to be hard for Tesla to put in, to continue putting in new chargers in so many different locations. Like I mentioned before, I've only got one Tesla supercharger in my market, but I've got over 15 ChargePoint locations within, 10 or 15 minutes of where I actually live and work. So with that much of a difference, I think it's going to be hard for Tesla to even compete with that. For me, it just makes way more sense to go to the ChargePoint location than the Tesla one. Unless I'm on a road trip or something, I just don't see myself using the Tesla supercharger network, just driving around town. And I think that for most other people, it's going to be somewhat of the same. Unless you're in California where you've got a ton of superchargers, I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think ChargePoint is definitely going to take the cake on this one. And I think they've got a massive head start already. And there's, again, a huge addressable market for this over the next 5 to 10 years as the world converts to these electric vehicles. It's very clear that this is going to be the path. I think it's going to take a little longer than some people are anticipating, just because of look at how many people are still buying, internal combustion engine vehicles, and how many are still going to be on the road in 5, 10, 15 years just from the cars that are being produced right now. So I think it's still going to take a while, but I do think that the change is coming. Let's take a look at Li Auto. Li Auto still getting crushed. I mean, it's down again today. I talked about this a couple days ago. It was at that $34, $33 mark when I talked about it. Now it's down to $30. So unfortunately, getting crushed again. It is up just slightly after hours, but we'll see where that goes. This one's been just, decreasing. And I think that there's actually going to be a little bit of support coming up on this particular one. So you can see here, we're already kind of at this level here where we had some resistance as the stock did a pullback here back in middle of November. So it'll be interesting to see if it does cross below that, or if it does start to climb back up, or maybe even just trade sideways. Nikola, let's look at Nikola real quick. I don't have much to say about them. Trading sideways at this point, super unpredictable. It'll be interesting to see where they go. Blink Charging, competitor to SBE. I don't know. I don't think that Blink has enough market share to really compete with ChargePoint at this particular time. I wouldn't be surprised if ChargePoint maybe buys them out at some point. I know that Blink also makes the components for a lot of these charging stations. So that could maybe help ChargePoint become more vertically integrated. I have to look into that side of the business a little bit more to see where they're getting their components and kind of how all this plays together for the details of their business. But again, Blink, down after hours, mostly trading sideways for the last couple of days. But again, I think there, might be some potential for the long run. I'm just not putting any money into that one myself. Now, let's talk about the two big ones, Xpeng and NIO. Look at these. The charts, mostly the same. NIO was down quite a bit more, though, actually. You can see from these highs of 11/24, November 24th, they've just been decreasing over the last little while and saw a little bit more of a decrease today. So unfortunately, Xpeng was down. It was about $50, and then it kind of traded sideways throughout the day. Ended the day at $49.34, and NIO kind of the same thing. Traded mostly sideways today and was at $43, down just slightly after hours as well. So I think it's going to be a little bit interesting to kind of see where this goes over the next little while. Let's look at this chart here and see kind of where these resistance levels are for NIO and Xpeng. So NIO, you can see, is right here about 43. You've got a little bit of resistance here, right at that $41, $42 mark. You can see there's some resistance here. Here it was at like 44, 45, but it actually did come below that today. So I think the next one is going to be right here in this range where it's going to see some resistance. And if it breaks below that, I might consider buying more. I haven't said that I was going to buy more for NIO just because it's so expensive right now to buy into the stock based on what their earnings are. But I do think there's a lot of potential. I think they're going to absolutely dominate China. And I think that China is actually going to convert to the EV space much quicker than the rest of the world. So I think that, NIO having kind of a strangle on that market, I think they've got a lot more potential in a sooner amount of time. So there's going to be a little bit of resistance there. If it does break below that into the high, mid to high 30s, I'll definitely be buying a little bit. Xpeng, we're still a little bit high on where the price resistance is at. So they're at $49 right now. You can see most of the resistance here is about that $43, $44 mark. So we haven't come down that far yet. I don't know, guys. I think it could come down. I think it could come down even further. I would love to buy this stock in like the low $30 mark. I already bought in. I was getting in at like the high teens, 17, 18, 19 on Xpeng. And so I think that it's just tough for me to buy in when it's so expensive, just like NIO. But if it does break down into this low $30 mark, I will probably pick up a couple of additional shares just because I think they've got a good opportunity in the long run. So again, guys, that's kind of Xpeng and NIO. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up here on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stocks, money, and real estate information. Lately, I've been posting a lot of videos on these stocks. I love talking about EV stocks. I drive a Tesla, and I can't wait to see where this industry goes. I'm really excited about it, and I think there's a lot of future potential with it. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to learn more and follow me along on this journey. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.